While mass incarceration as a system has been questioned by many for humanitarian and financial reasons, the act of solitary imprisonment has objectively redefined crime's punishment. To understand the root of the problem, we must dive deeper into the prison systems of the United States. Solitary confinement is the prison within prison. It's one of the only deterrents that exist for those who have already shown a disregard for the law. Being alone for that long, with no human contact or access to the outdoors, can have adverse effects on the human psychology. And that is what we set out today to explore. First, we interviewed Morgan Godwin, a lady who's been in prison, to gain some insight on the prisoner experience. What were some of the lasting effects of your time in prison that stayed with you after you were released?
I had really bad PTSD, really being exposed to a lot of violence. And so there was fights every day. But I don't think I ever saw a fist fight in public growing up. Maybe at my high school once or twice, but that just was, I'm from Portland, and I'm middle class. It's just not something I was exposed to. And in prison, you're exposed to it constantly. And, one time my cellmate had gotten this really brutal fight inside of our cell right before count. And there was this blood spatter everywhere. And the cops were coming around to count. And so I'm furiously trying to wipe up the blood so that there's no evidence of a fight.
If you were to give advice to someone who was starting their time in prison, what would that advice be?
Stay out of trouble. Keep yourself busy. It's essentially choose your own adventure. There's nothing inherent to the prison system that's gonna keep you busy or have you work on personal growth or education. You really have to exert a lot of effort to do those things.
Sam Bailey.
Yes.
How are you feeling today?
Feeling real nervous.
So here's going to be Sam's space for the next 24 hours. His sink for water and a cup. He has pen and paper, surveillance. He has a very thin camping mattress, a sleeping bag, a pillow. Then in here there's a toilet. What are you anticipating being the most challenging?
Probably sleeping will either be really easy or really hard. I don't know which. I might take up meditating while in there.
You will be placed under solitary confinement for 24 hours.
I don't have much to try. I could learn new skills, but I have nothing to learn from except myself.
No. Goodbye, world.
So I might learn a lot about myself.
Well, good luck, Sam.
Thank you.
We wish you luck, Sam.
Everyone, I wish you goodbye, and I wish. All right, goodbye.
We'll be back to check on him in 24 hours.
Update. It's maybe been 10 minutes since they left. I'm already struggling. This is gonna be so hard. Oh my god. I say that 10 minutes in. See me in 6 hours, 20 hours. Imagine that. Holy shit. I don't know.
So here we have Sam's first meal. It is 8:09 p.m. He has been sleeping up until now. His meal is going to consist of whole wheat bread,
Yum.
a slice of cheese, and some Spam.
Wow.
That is.
I ain't eating any of that. One.
They're so thin.
One on each slice. We'll give him two.
Okay.
Pull back now, or
Pull it.
it's gonna be so soggy.
I'm pulling.
Word's gonna spurt everywhere. Oh, get a close up on that.
Look at bro.
So strong.
Oh man, that is not.
Bon appetit.
Dinner is served. All right, Luke.
Get the side profile.
All right, let's bring it downstairs.
Let's
Journal entry number 1, approximately 9 p.m., first night. This is my first entry. I was wakened some time ago by one of those people banging and rattling on the door. I opened my eyes but preferred to be unaware so that they would go away. How much time has passed in between when I went to sleep and when I was awakened is unbeknownst to me. I woke up and attempted to meditate. However, I think I'm too tired for that. Based on the way the food from 3 p.m. feels in my stomach, combined with the 5 hours of sleep I got the night before, I'd approximate that it is about 10:30 p.m. right now. Once I'm done writing this entry, I'll hold up the piece of paper to the video so that we can find out exactly what time it was. The feelings I have right now aren't too severe. Every sense is heightened. I feel the cold marble on the floor against my hand as I write this, and I can smell the sandwich given to me at dinner, which is rather unpleasant. I think the key to all this is mental. My mind simply races without any external stimulation. However, I can already tell that this will be a very, very difficult task. I am laying here contemplating the matter of whether or not to go back to sleep. I think I just might have to. I accidentally left the GoPro down next to my bed while I was asleep, and when I woke up, it was dead. So I guess that's going to make this even more difficult. I think the hardest part of this challenge is being alone with yourself and your thoughts for an extended period of time. And I think I'm going to go back to bed. And I can almost guarantee that when I wake up, it'll be because one of them is banging on the door again.
Jack, hello. Actual serious thing. I discovered something horrific. Is anyone awake? If you're awake, please, can somebody just come downstairs for just a second? Hello. I'm being serious. Okay, if not, whatever. I guess I'll have to suffer through.
Journal entry number 2, approximately 11:30 p.m. to midnight. I'm really regretting signing up for this. Why couldn't we have just done some regular IAP? This seems like massive overkill. It's quite difficult to describe this feeling. I feel as though I've been trapped inside a body resistant to rest. My chest is tight and, oh my god, I just heard people talking for the first time in hours. Sometimes it's nice to have a reminder that they exist. Making it through the night is 100% my priority at the moment. Things have been tough ever since I ditched the sleeping bag. My motivation to do literally anything is decreasing, and on top of that, there's nothing to do anyways. I frankly would like to die. I genuinely have lost track of all time at this point, and it could be 10 p.m., midnight, 3 a.m., even the morning. Who knows? I just want the night to be over. I never know when I'm being watched and when I'm not, which is also super frustrating. Eventually, I'm going to have to start writing something of substance to the IAP, and I feel bad about doing no work. The GoPro doesn't work anymore as well, which means I have to resort to good old-fashioned pen and paper anytime I want anything to be known.
It's the next morning. It's currently around 9:45. When I woke up, he'd already been awake for what seems like at least a few minutes. He had talked to the camera a bit. Definitely seems bored, but he's hanging in there. So as you can see here, we're gonna be giving him some scrambled eggs, some cooked Spam, and a slice of whole wheat bread. We wanted to make sure that he actually ate his food this time because he did not touch the sandwich that we made him for dinner last night. So let's go give it to him. Breakfast. Turn around and face the wall.
Food has never tasted this good.
Journal entry number 3, approximately 9 a.m., morning after. I have officially made it through the night. I feel a little more refreshed, and knowing that we're over halfway through is a really nice feeling. I had to change pens because the last one ran out of ink, so my handwriting might be a little different. It's really frustrating that the GoPro stopped working. I know I've mentioned this before, but I'm just going to do it again. Because basically this means I have to write literally everything. You start to understand why solitary prisoners spend so much time sleeping. It's free time, and hours go by in an instant, and to dream is to be released. Thinking and dreaming about human interaction was enough to help me quench the thirst of social interaction. My pride and bragging rights are the only two things keeping me from opening that unlocked door. It's very difficult. I've tried to meditate and completely take control of my breathing and subsequently my mind. However, this does not last for me, and I go for about 15 minutes maximum before I give up. What's nice is that I have clean floors, running water, sanitation, and safety, and most of all, a goal in the near future. I have it nice. It's outlandish to imagine this in any other condition for weeks and sometimes possibly a month. I would take drastic measures.
It is currently 1:13 p.m. Less than 4 hours to go until he's released. We're going to be serving him lunch. So today for lunch, we have quesadilla and cooked Spam. Lunch. Face the wall.
I have officially lost track of all time. I just want to leave so bad.
Journal entry number 4, approximately noon, second day. Lunch was just served by a gruff-voiced Jack Beckerman. The inclusion of Spam and everything is the only thing keeping me going right now. Having made it through a majority of solitary at this point, I can say with certainty that it was one of the most psychologically and physically testing challenges I've ever had to do. I don't think I've ever been in such a neurotic and depressed mindset for such a prolonged period of time. I have started to smell myself and feel very unclean, so the moment this is over, I'm going to take a shower and buy some food. Taking so many naps was honestly a double-edged sword. On the plus side, time moved quicker and I was somewhat comfortable. However, on the downside, it basically allowed me to have no perception of the passing of time anymore. I just looked in the mirror and the quality of skin on my face has severely decreased in only about 20 hours. If I had to guess, I'd say it's around 1 o'clock right now. I don't really have much else to say at the moment, just that I really, really, really want to leave.
Okay, it's currently 3:22 p.m. on day 2. We have a snack for him. It is consisting of one chip with some hot sauce on it. Snack! Face the wall!
Hang on, I'm going to the bathroom. Oh, you son of a... You piece.
You
Journal entry number 5, final. Approximately 3:45 p.m., 4 o'clock last day. Well, I think we're nearing the end of it now. I'm not sure how long I have left, but it can't be more than an hour. Those people just gave me an empty Chipotle bag, which almost broke me. However, I'll just let my rage out when I'm released. I must say, in retrospect, this will go down as one of the most difficult things I've ever done. I have learned that controlling your breathing ultimately controls your mind. Doing breathe in, hold, breathe out, hold really helped me through a lot of tough moments. Something else I learned is that preoccupying yourself with even the most mundane, redundant, or boring tasks infinitely makes time go faster. After a certain point, I just accepted that the time to leave would come for me, and nothing I could do would make it come any faster. I never want to do anything ever like this again. However, I highly recommend that others spend time with themselves, being fully detoxed. It's a very jarring experience, and I'm not at all sure how people could do this for weeks or months on end in infinitely worse conditions than I. Goodbye, and good evening, Sam Bailey.
Okay, it's 4:59. 1 minute until the 24 hours is up. So we're gonna go down and get Sam, and it'll be 5 o'clock by the time we get down there. It's time. Sam, we have some questions we want to ask you if you could sit down.
My god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
You did it.
You guys have no idea.
How did you feel during the majority of your time in confinement?
My mind was like, oh my god, I haven't spoken for like 5 hours. My mind was like, you can't like control it without like controlling your breathing. So I'd do like these breathing exercises.
What emotions were you feeling most prominently throughout your time?
Pretty much apathy. It was, I didn't, past a certain point, I stopped like caring about anything, and I was just like, I don't even know what to think about. I wrote like journal entries. I have like 5 pages of writing that I'll get.
We're gonna read those after you're out.
Alright, awesome. I don't know. It feels weird to like talk. I don't even know.
Yeah. What was like the hardest part of it, do you think?
Right after lunch this morning, the realization that I'd have to stay up for another 5 hours and just think of something to do.
Yeah. Last question. What advice would you give someone who's about to undertake what you just did?
Don't, first of all, and second of all, there's even entertaining yourself with like what seems like stupid and redundant tasks takes your mind off the fact that you have this much more time left, which I didn't even know how much more time I had left. But just do something.